Hey, hi, how you doing? This is the Gamertron, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show, and welcome to episode part number 10 of the VlogTronShow. Your throwaway, useless filler content that I upload in order to keep you satiated while I work on actual worthwhile videos. And I want to thank you all again for taking the time to watch these VlogTronShow videos. They get way more views than I was expecting. The fact that they even surpass 100 is a grand success in itself. So, last VlogTron show went middle of the road, about as expected, when I shat on The Breakfast Club. Do not like that movie at all. And I am still wholeheartedly impressed that the VlogTron show before that, about politics, still has more likes than dislikes. As a matter of fact, it has barely, if any, dislikes, and that is remarkable. On today's VlogTron show video, I thought I would talk about something a bit more important, in my opinion, actually very important. Now, with these VlogTron show videos, I want to be a bit more personal. I want you guys to get to know me, and I get to know you a bit more in the comment section below in terms of how you respond and react to the topics I talk about in these videos, where I'm more casual, I'm more calm, I'm more open. This is completely unscripted. I don't have a script right now. It's rambling. And I do my absolute best in an completely unscripted manner to convey my thoughts, feelings, personal opinions, and perspectives to you all. And that's what I want to talk about, really, opinions and perspectives. And I think there's a huge problem with the world right now. There's a huge problem with the world, especially when it comes to politics. I mean, just look at this year's presidential election. The absolute shit show that it has been from start to finish, and the epilogue afterwards. That's still going on. The reason I find opinions and perspectives very important is that your opinion and perspective is unique to you, and it's not completely forged from someone else's opinion and perspective, and I think that happens just way too often, that a lot of people aren't their own person, they're the manifestation of some other person. And I think that's a horrible thing. I think that's an absolute horrible thing when someone can't think for themselves, and instead they need to turn to this other individual to tell them what to think. I think that's a big issue around the world with people, with society. I mean, you look at gaming, you look at politics, and you see it time and time again. Right now, and I'm going to be making a more official video about this, probably soon after or right next to this one. If you just look at gamers, you see there's a huge amount of gamers that are incredibly closed-minded. You just have to look at YouTube comments. Just look at YouTube comments and gaming videos, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And just incredibly closed-minded individuals that can't separate opinion from fact. They can't separate objectivity from subjectivity. And it frustrates the hell out of me that there are people out there that can't accept the possibility that just because you don't like something doesn't mean that's a bad thing. Like, I can admit that I don't like certain video games, like League of Legends or Minecraft, Elite Dangerous. I can admit that I don't like those games at all. I don't find them fun at all. I don't find them appealing at all. But I can admit that they're not absolutely terrible games. They're not shit games. They're just not for me. They're just not for me. And just because I don't like those games doesn't mean they're bad games. And we see this all the time in gaming. Someone doesn't like something, therefore they associate it with it's shit. That's such a closed-minded way to look at everything, to look at the world. Like, I can admit that maybe I'm wrong about The Breakfast Club. I'm open-minded. I don't like the movie, I hate the movie, and I find it difficult to understand why other people like the movie, but I'm not closed-minded to the opinion that other people like this movie, that there's a hidden genius behind it. I don't see it. I don't feel it, but other people do. And that's their right. I'm not going to shut them down because they have different opinions, preferences, and perspectives to me. And I see so much of that, and this really pisses me off, and I think more people need to know this. Now I'm going to get real personal here, and I may trigger some people, but this is why I don't like the left. Now, I don't like politics in general. I think the right and the left have a ton of problems, which is why it concerns me that anyone's a Republican or a Democrat. Like, your parties have so many problems. Your leaders, the people who represent you, are such not good people, just not good people at all, that why you stand up for them and support them is beyond me. But I see this especially with the left, with Democrats, with liberals. I see this the most. I see this closed-mindedness closed-mindedness to assume that anyone that disagrees with your opinion, your perspective, your political beliefs, they are therefore evil, they're racist, they're sexist, they're homophobic, they're misogynistic. You only see this from the left. You only see this from Democrats, from liberals, and all you have to do is look at the American presidential election of 2016 to see this, where every time someone engaged a liberal or a Democrat on the world issues, instead of providing a clever retort or evidence to the contrary, or just having a friendly discussion and debate, just passively disagreeing with each other, sharing each other's opinions and perspectives, it's always the left that starts with the name-calling, with the insults, with the labeling. God, if you watch my politics VlogTronShow video, you know how much I hate labeling. I hate labeling. I stand by the words, and I am greatly inspired by Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was an individual to idealize, and I'm sure he wouldn't like that. I'm sure he didn't like being idolized or anything like that. Honestly, no one really likes being idolized unless you're a sociopath with an ego, but I love Martin Luther King because he just said it like it is. That his speech was so moving. His speech was so moving. Judge a person not by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. And those are the words I live by. I do not judge people on their gender, their ethnicity, the color of their skin, their age, their sexuality, all those stupid labels. I judge people by the content of their character. Who you are as a person. Are you a good person? That is all that matters to me. Who you are as an individual, as your own person. And I would think it would be obvious that that should be all that matters. But for some reason, and this has been happening in the political world with the Democrats, with the left, they're obsessed with labels. They're obsessed with your gender, with your skin color, and they talk about equality. I see this from the left so often. They talk about equality. But then they bring up diversity, and diversity of people is in itself kind of racist because you're looking at people for their skin color, for their gender, for their sexuality. You're not looking at them as who they are as people. You're looking at their labels. You're looking on them on the outside. You don't care about the inside. The inside, who you are on the inside, should be what matters, not the outside. And the left, the absolute worst of which being the social justice warriors, these SJW losers and freaks, who call everyone racist, sexist, and homophobic for disagreeing with them when they're the only ones being racist, sexist, and homophobic. They're the ones that keep bringing up race and gender and sexuality as that defines you as a person somehow. These identity politics which generate racism, they generate sexism. It pisses me off. It breaks my heart. It really truly does break my heart that people can't see the bigger picture, that we can't move past these stupid labels. Now, I'm not saying there aren't actual racists, there aren't actual bigots, there absolutely are. And they, like SJWs, are closed-minded individuals. And do you notice with closed-minded individuals, like the first thing they do when challenged on their beliefs or even just presented with another opinion or perspective, they immediately start hurling insults and other labels, and just hinders progress. It hinders getting stuff done. The only way to get stuff done is through conversation, is through discussion. And we have these individuals now that don't want discussion. They want to be right, and they want all of you to accept that they are right. And again, this is not just the left, it's mostly the left, but it's not just the left, of course, it's both sides of the political spectrum, which is why I don't associate or identify or join up with, yada yada yada, with any political party. Because this is the biggest problem right here, this is what this has all been building up to, and that's that people living in echo chambers and in bubbles and don't want to hear other opinions, other perspectives. Even if you dislike them, even if they piss you off, it's good to hear other people's opinions and perspectives. It's good to get the view of the world and what other people are thinking besides yourself and people that think the same way you do, which is why I have a ton of friends who think very differently to me. I am not religious, but I have friends who are religious. I respect that, and I want to hear their take, their viewpoint from their point of view. I have friends who are Republican, I have friends who are liberals, and I listen to both of them when it comes to politics. I don't abandon and block people for having different political views. I want to hear both sides, and I want to come to my own conclusions. I want to see what the actual facts say and see where the truth lies. I hang out with a variety of people, and most of the people I hang out with, we have a lot of disagreements. We disagree on a lot of things, but that's okay. It's okay to disagree on some things. You can have a disagreement, you cannot agree with things, but you can share each other's thoughts, feelings, and opinions on different subject matters without labeling them, without making enemies of them. I mean, for example, I have a ton of friends that want me to make a Twitter account, they want me to go on Twitter, and I'm not going to do it. I'm never going to do it. I don't like Twitter as a website. I don't like the toxicity of the website. I really don't like the amount of importance people place on Twitter. I find that very, very disturbing how tweets somehow end up on the national news. How a tweet can somehow destroy someone's life. I don't like the importance society has placed on this worthless website. On top of that, the owners of Twitter take millions of dollars from Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, you know, that country that kills gays for being gays and stones rape victims to death. They're just gladly taking millions of dollars from a Saudi prince who completely supports that. And yet the owners of Twitters love to boast about how diverse and accepting they are. Yeah, they're really accepting of that money from murderers. And you know how I know this information? Because surprisingly, a lot of people don't know this. But because I look at all sides. I look at all sorts of news sites. I look at news sites from the left, from the right, and I try to figure out the truth. Both sides misrepresent the facts. Both sides are misleading. The truth is always somewhere in the middle, and a lot of people forget that. A lot of people are very, very trusting. Now, trust is an important thing. I think trust is absolutely important, but I never think you should trust someone 100% with the facts. Like, I love my parents. I love my parents to death. I will die for my parents, for my family. But that doesn't mean my folks are all knowing. I love them to absolute death, but that doesn't mean they're all knowing. They can get stuff wrong. Just as any journalist, any politician, any friend can get anything wrong. It's good to look at all sides. It's good to take charge and take power and look up for yourself what's going on out there in the world. I don't just shut down a conversation because someone has a different opinion to me. I will shut down the conversation if you're being rude, arrogant, and ignorant right to my face and refuse to acknowledge it. That's something I absolutely hate, and it's why I delete a lot of YouTube comments, and I've never made this hidden. I delete YouTube comments, but I don't delete YouTube comments to shut down a conversation, to silence anybody. I delete comments from individuals who obviously, they don't want to have a conversation. They want to have a fight. They want to tell you, I'm right, you're wrong. Now that is a type of person I cannot stand. I cannot understand the type of person who is just closed-minded and refusing to accept other possibilities in life. There are always other possibilities. And if you don't look for other possibilities, if you don't look outside of what you believe in, you may be hiding yourself from the truth, or of just an interesting viewpoint that could enlighten your life, make you more inquisitive, more intelligent. It's why I delete comments like, this video game that you talked about in your video sucks. And there's a problem right there. They didn't say, I didn't like this game. They said it sucks. They said it's shit. They said it's bad. That right there is an immediate signal that you don't want to have a conversation. You didn't post your comment hoping to get a reply and talk with someone about the game. You're just there because you're arrogant and ignorant. You're looking for likes and you're looking to talk down with people that disagree with you. But you don't see them as disagreeing with you. You see them as the enemy. You see them as, oh, you don't believe 100% what I believe. Therefore, you're stupid, you're dumb, I'm right, I'm smart, I'm better than you. You can't get a conversation started like that. You can't get a conversation started by just immediately making the assumption that you are right. Never assume that you are 100% right about anything. If you assume that you're 100% right about everything and anything, then nothing gets done, mistakes get made, and people get hurt. Now, not physically hurt, although that can sometimes happen. I'm talking more hurt in the sense that you're hurting your life, you're hurting your possible life experiences, you're hurting the possibility, because there's always possibility, you're hurting the possibility of happiness. I would be an absolutely miserable fucking person if I hated everyone that disagreed with me on an opinion, on a video game, on a political or religious perspective. I would be a miserable person if I saw people as enemies for not agreeing 100% with what I believe in. Never 100% believe in anything. There's nothing wrong with having faith in people like, oh, I hope this guy does the right thing. You can have hope, you can have faith, but don't ignore other possibilities. Don't ignore the possibility of failure, but don't ignore the possibility of success either. Don't ignore the possibilities. Don't ignore the alternatives. Be open-minded. Be truly open-minded. Don't shut anyone down. Don't isolate yourself from other individuals. Don't make enemies out of individuals for not agreeing with you on everything. That individual could be your best friend. Sure, you disagree on a lot of stuff, but you could be best buddies. You could be having the time of your life. The only time to ever shut someone down are the 100% believers. Those individuals that are so convinced that they are right and everyone else is wrong. You can't have a conversation with those people. It's unfortunate, but it's true. Those are unfortunately the kind of people you need to avoid. These people that believe that what they say, what they believe in is 100% true. And if you disagree with them, if you have an opposing opinion, then you are wrong and you're somehow evil or bad. And that's what frustrates me so much about politics, about the liberal, the left side of politics, is I see this strategy used time and time again. Someone disagrees with you, label them. Label them as evil, don't talk to them again. We are right, they are wrong. And look what happened. Look what happened in the American election. The completely biased media. And if you don't think the media is biased, if you don't think the media is corrupt, if you don't think the media swings the way of the left, then come on. Research, man. Common sense, too. But you saw the looks on the faces of all the media spokespersons, all the reporters who kept saying that Hillary Clinton was going to win the American election. There's no way Donald Trump could become president. Because they lived in their bubbles, because they lived in their echo chambers, because they refused to acknowledge or even look at the other side. They were blindsided when so many people voted for Trump. And now we have these closed-minded individuals protesting and rioting that Trump won, completely closed-minded to the possibility that, hey, maybe the right, maybe Republicans, maybe Trump isn't all these horrible things that we thought that they were, that we were told that they were. Let's give them a chance. Let's be open-minded. Nope, everyone who disagrees with me is evil and wrong. Nothing gets done that way. Compromise. Find a middle ground. And even if you don't agree on everything, that doesn't mean you can't be friends. And it's really pathetic if you shut other people out because they think differently to you. Always be open-minded. Never 100% believe everything. Just look at the other possibilities. Look at life around you. Love, don't hate. Compromise, don't shut down. And finally, to go back to video games a bit, can we please stop calling every video game we dislike shit? It's really irritating. It's absolutely irritating when I see people call Destiny, Watch Dogs, Titanfall, Evolve, just any game they don't like, or their friends say they didn't like, or they saw a YouTube comment or a YouTuber say they didn't like it, therefore it's shit, it's shit. God forbid you play the game for yourself, see if you like it or not. No, I'll just take the absolute word of others and not form my own conclusions. Form your own conclusions, people. Doesn't matter what it's about, whether it be video games, politics, religion. Form your own conclusions. Look at the facts. Look at both sides of either argument. Always look at both sides. You never know, there could be an alternate route, an alternate path. There's almost always is one. Woo! That went on for almost 20 minutes. I better wrap this thing up. This has been another episode, part number thingamajig whatever of the VlogTronShow. 10 videos so far in this horrible, dreadful series. Hope you all found some value out of it. Hope you all enjoyed it. I'm going to call it quits here. You all know the dealio. There's always the comment section. I'll leave your thoughts, feelings, and opinions. I love reading comments. There's the like button if you enjoyed it. There's the sharing on social media. There's the Patreon if you want to directly financially support me. And yeah, hope you all are doing well. Hope you all have a wonderful day, wonderful week. I hope you're all well. Anyways, that's been a video, and I'll see you all later.